So I think you said a few times this year that you never worry about the offense and all you're worried about is the defense. This was your favorite game of the year? Sorry, I should have let you finish.
Yeah, hey, listen, man, considering how the other one went that we're not going to talk about, yeah, I'll take it. I thought we played hard. I thought we were locked into the game plan. I thought we executed. Wasn't a perfect game by any stretch, but I think some of us understand the offense is going to be an adventure at times this year. That's what me and Nick like to call it. But defensively, man, we really fought and scrapped, and I thought that we just deserved to win tonight.
Nick and yourself after Wednesday's game were maybe as pointed as you've been this year, and then there was no practice yesterday, obviously. Did you like the response? And I know it's sort of silly to ask this, but do you think you could avoid that pattern you were talking about the other night?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely avoid it. You know what I mean? We could definitely avoid it. Again, it's part of the growing pains, and it's all a part of the learning process. It's kind of hard to have that perspective 20 minutes after the game, which, I came in here pretty quickly. I didn't have much to say, but I didn't have much positive to say at that point. So you go home, you watch the film, you realize it really wasn't that bad. There was a 25-3 stretch there, and you just can't, we're not good enough to overcome that at this point. So you just try to, look at the film, see where we can be better. I thought we did that. Again, they made another run tonight after we got a big lead, which was fine, but we were able to bounce back, and we just kept punching.
That sequence at the end where you kept getting a stop and the ball kept rolling out of bounds, but it seemed like every time they did get the ball in bounds, you were there on a double, someone else was coming, ball went on the floor, people were there. I mean, that's got to be the kind of thing you're looking for.
Absolutely. You just got to keep making plays. At that point in the game, it's time to make a play. And we talked about before the game, just by any means necessary. And, it doesn't get much better. Like, that's exactly what it was there. We had, double and triple the amount of stops we needed. We couldn't get the ball. There was probably a jump ball that should have been called. The ball went off my foot. It was all type of stuff going on there. But we just kept making play after play. And, Julius had a good look. He missed it, so it was great defense. And, we'll take it and move on to the next one.
Scotty had that pass in the third quarter under the basket, finding you for three. Did he ever surprise you with some of those things?
No, he surprises you guys. But I'm hard on him. He's going to be a really good player in this league. He has a really, really high ceiling, and it's definitely one of my more challenging projects that I've had. But he makes some plays sometimes that you could see the vision in the field and some stuff that's hard to teach. And he had a lot of big plays tonight. And there's really nothing he can't do out there on the court. It's just about confining that, into winning basketball, because he has a huge role on his team, obviously.
Challenging
because you have to be a part of the growing process in the moment, and you can see certain plays and certain tendencies and certain lapses and lack of, mental lack of detail at times that you would expect from a young kid. But again, he's in a primary role on his team, and it's harder for somebody like me who's come in how I came in and then was a part of really good teams to be a part of that process where you just kind of gotta keep clapping and tell him good job when he's out there. So me and him definitely I'm on his butt about being great, and he's been steadily improving all year, so I think that he's going to be huge for us going forward.
I assume with him it's more maybe focus rather than just effort. Like, it doesn't look like if he's dragging, it's because
yeah, absolutely. He had a couple games where he didn't have the energy, but more than that is just just being loose and just understanding like the value of possessions and time to score and how quickly the momentum can change. So just because we're up 18 or 17, it's not time to start trying stuff, and that you can go on the wrong end of that run real quick. So he's been great. We have great conversations. I think he leans on me a lot as far as just someone to learn the game and how it's played, and I certainly lean on him a lot on the court. He's been really, really good for us this year.
Is he always receptive to the criticism?
No, nobody is. But
is he for the most part?
Yes, absolutely. He's a great kid. He might not realize it in the moment, and me personally, I I always just wait. There's time. We wait. The film is coming at some point, whether it's during the quarter, during the timeout, halftime, after the game. The film is always right.
Is that when, like, film sessions, is that when most of this happens?
It's in the moment when it happens. It's in the moment where the conversation is. It's not a big thing where I'm yelling at him or anything, but I'll come to him and tell him, should have did this, should have did that. And he takes it in, and he learns from it. And, I learn from him as well, just as far as how he plays and some of the plays and things he's expecting. And, we do that with all the guys, but obviously this guy is getting a lot of attention, as he should. He's a special player.
Do you enjoy that with a player of his caliber, like bringing him up?
Not all the time. Not all the time. But, yes, it's been fun. You know what I mean? It's been fun to embrace the challenge that this year has brought, in many ways for me personally. It's definitely testing me and making me better. I have to bring something different every day, every game. And I think it's just, it's bringing the best out of me as a player and, as a leader. And it's not always perfect, but I think we have great chemistry and we're locked in together as a team. And, we get through all of the tough moments, it's that sometimes it's hard to make it through.
You must have had a guy like that at Wichita, right? At some point?
Yeah, a lot of them. But the difference in college is you got the head coach doing it for you. So Coach Nurse definitely has to pick his spots, and that's the difference in the NBA. It's definitely a player-driven league. So the coaches can't harp on every single detail every day. There's a few guys that have done it, in history. Coach Nick is not really one of those guys, and so it's my job as the point guard to be that, headache sometimes, and also be there as the corner man and boosting confidence, the majority of the other time.
Yeah, that's a short shelf life for a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
For when Pascal's defending those Randall post-ups as well as he was, how much easier does it make it for you to time the double and when to go, when to stay?
Yeah, it changes the whole geography of the floor, to be honest with you. You just got to put up a fight, put some resistance there, jam them a couple times, and then obviously the difference in posting up at 17, 18 feet versus 8 or 9 feet can change the difference in, getting a shot off. So I thought P was great tonight defensively. Obviously, his shot wasn't going for him, but he continued to play hard. He was in the right spots. He had some big plays late. He did a great job drawing and kicking, and had a couple, shot creations for other guys, and that's what we need him to do.
Obviously, Justin Champagne is someone who's had to fight for his opportunity. That big night the other night, tonight comes in for defensive purposes. What have you made of what you've seen?
Justin's been great, man. He's been great. He was the first guy I liked that summer league, just somebody you could see right away that could fill a role right away. He can shoot the three. He really has a talent for rebounding and just making plays around the rim. And he's learning, our game plans and attention to detail as well. So he's growing pretty fast, and I think that's somebody that could help us going forward, especially when we got a lot of guys out.
You mentioned Nick having to sort of choose his spots with you guys. Last game, when I asked why Justin was playing down the stretch, he said basically, I didn't like any of the other guys. That's, I assume, 2% of what he says to you guys. How much does that stuff catch your attention, and do you guys ever need to talk about it as a group? Like, how personally do guys take that, I suppose?
I haven't been one of the guys yet that Nick has spoke about in the media publicly, so I can't tell you. I think for the most part, guys taking in stride, he's usually telling the truth, and it's hard to be mad when coach is telling the truth. So he definitely digs into us in practice and film sessions and things like that. But we're great shooting around, we're great in practice, we're great in the film room. It's just those certain moments in the game where we just hit our dry spots. So this group has been really receptive to Coach Nick, and I think the coaching staff has done an amazing job getting us ready to play and putting game plans together for us. So there's been ups and downs, but there's definitely a lot to be positive about going forward. It's hard to have patience when it's not going right.
This could be nothing, but I noticed you switched your sneakers at the half. Is it superstition, a vibes thing, a sponsorship thing? Any reason to why you switched them?
Maybe superstition. I don't know. Sometimes you got to feel it out. I'm big on like energy and how I'm feeling, and all the shoes are made differently now, so some feel better than others. I don't really like how I looked on film at halftime, so the white shoes make me look faster sometimes, so I switched up to the white ones. It didn't really help my shooting that much, but we were able to get the win, so I'll take it.
They look better for you, though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.